love you, oh loves. Do you have those? Do you wanna share them with me? I love you, oh loves. Oh, do you have those? I'd like to share mine with you. Can we share
Hi, I'm Angified. I started Angified Presents.
We share the love of music.
It has been medicine and therapy, and nothing else worked.
It has saved many of us. With mental health, we need to open our eyes.
Hurt people hurt people.
We ask that you listen, comprehend, and relate with your ears.
Form that heart of unity and one.
We share on this stage.
Statistics, feelings.
And ourselves.
We stand with the belief to be you, to be heard, and to be original.
We all may be different, with opinions and beliefs.
At the end of the day, we are all brothers and sisters.
We are family.
We ask that you join us in a magical journey with artists from around the world. Open your minds, let in the love,
and listen with your hearts.
We all want a better tomorrow. Be one.
Communicate and look out for one another. And then, and only then, will you find the world.
We will find peace in all the world.
You'll find the world. And you will find in this shining world heroes among us and every boy and girl. Many have been broken, red hearts turn black. Love will melt the ice and turn it back, and you will find the world. You will find the world. You will find the world. And when you find a place called home, where everyone is free to roam, a whole new world, a better place for our children's futures at stake. And you'll find with music in your soul, laughter in your hearts, together we can grow a better place with love in us all. And you will find together we can save it all. And you will find a place called home, where every
Good evening, everyone. I just have to share some awesome news. We have, yes, an exclusive interview. You're never going to believe this. Oh, we have Alice and David, and they're here, and they're going to share all of their information with us. Their amazing music, their amazing stories. I can't wait. You can find both of these artists at Alice Songstress and at David Noel 19. Yeah. Hi, guys.
Hi, how you doing?
Hi. Oh, I am doing amazing. It's so awesome to be doing this, having this interview with you guys. I'm so excited.
I'm so excited too.
Yay. All right. So I have to know more from like both of you. I'm going to start with Alice here, and I'm just going to ask, where did you come from? Like, was your great grandmother Moana? Like, you just have some beautiful air pipes. I just have to know.
That would be extremely cool if that was the case. But not that I know of.
Okay.
No, where do I come from? I come from New York.
Okay.
Yeah, New Yorker, just born and bred, and pretty much have lived either in Manhattan or in Queens my entire life, roughly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you have a musical family?
To a degree. I think both of my brothers took singing lessons a little growing up. And I started taking singing lessons when I was like 10. So yeah, started kind of early on the music train. Yeah. So I guess.
Come on, did your grandmother like pump up the radio? Like, seriously, I need to know, like, where was your influence from?
It honestly, like,
because I don't think it was from your brothers.
A tiny bit, a tiny bit. I mean, to be honest, like, there really wasn't very much music playing at home per se.
Okay.
It was really a home where like the radio was on or that kind of a thing. I would say I would hear music. I mean, sometimes like on the radio, if we were like in the car. My dad also had a good selection of tapes in the car. Some were like Beethoven, like classical Beethoven and Mozart. Some were like Louis Armstrong, kind of jazzy. Some were like Randy Newman. So some of that, and then I mean, probably my biggest influence would have just been sort of the songs that I learned, like in singing lessons and things, which were kind of classical, like leader and art songs, and sort of legit musical theater songs were the main things that I was sort of learning and singing. So I guess that was where a lot of like early influence came from. And then at some point when I was like 19, 20, I got really into folk music. And I was like, oh, this is it. I got really, really, like, I watched a series of like documentaries about Bob Dylan and was just like, oh yes, and started really listening to Dylan songs and like listening to the lyrics and reading the lyrics while listening. And I was like, oh boy, like this is it. So yeah, that was where I think I was like, oh, like this is something that really kind of strikes like deep, and that. And I think since then it's been something that I've been wanting to do, but for a long time I didn't really know how to do that. So it was more of like a very pure kind of dream rather than something that I was kind of like working towards making a reality of.
You're kind of finding yourself.
Yeah, absolutely that. Absolutely.
That's beautiful. Dave, I know that your great grandfather was Prince Charming, right?
No, nowhere near.
Man, I'm striking 2 for 2 here. Okay, Paul Bunyan. You got the lumberjack shirt going on. Okay. So I know he had some pipes because he was singing.
I think my grandfather was he could play a number of instruments. I'm pretty sure my dad sang. He died long before I was born. So my grandfather was. I think he could play violin, bits on the piano. Nothing like concrete or thorough. I think like little bits he could pick out.
He liked to dabble.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Just for the love of music. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
So what about you? How did you start? Like, were you in your diapers and climbing around and just kind of beating things up with mom's wooden spoons and
probably things like that, pots and pans and banging.
Yeah.
Around. Definitely banging around.
Yeah.
I just remember growing up, music was all around. Everything that we would do. We didn't really have the telly on much. It was always music playing.
Was it more like the radio or?
Mum and dad both had lots and lots of records. I remember that being immersed in that and sitting with the headphones on and just reading from the lyrics, loving stuff like that. My mother was mainly into sort of country and western type thing. A lot of Dolly Parton and a lot of Don Williams and things like that.
So you had a nice balance of different things to really play around and experiment with and be exposed to.
Very much.
That's awesome. So your creativity is like definitely up here.
Some days.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was a lot. I mean, my brothers and sisters were into pop music.
Okay.
My brother was a big Wham fan, big George Michael fan.
Nice.
My sisters, again, chart music, stuff that was around, popular songs. My dad was the flip side of that. It was very, not dark, as in horribly dark, but he liked Bowie. He liked Crosby, Stills and Nash, things like that. Would always be around.
Leonard Cohen.
Leonard Cohen.
Yeah. Good stuff. So did you pick up an instrument or did you start writing, or what was the first step that you made when you were in school?
Playing a tennis racket like it was a guitar.
Nice.
And then it graduated onto that, having a guitar laying around and not really knowing how to play it. There was always one around. And then my cousin Joanna gave me a chord finder. It just showed you where to put your fingers, and it went from there. And it was in the very early stages of internet. My friend came around with tabs that he'd got his dad to print off for me with 2 songs that I really wanted to play, because it was all just songs that you don't want, like Come By R and things like that in these books that you were going through. It's like, where is the stuff that I want to play? So playing chords and then watching videos, I guess, and watching things on the TV. Where is he putting his hands? Where is he putting his fingers? And going from there.
So you're completely self-taught.
Yeah. I've never had any lessons.
I'm in shock.
I wouldn't
listen to you play. I would have never known that. And the way that you two connect, it's just magic.
We love it.
So how did you guys meet and decide, hey, we're going to do this together? Like, tell me your story.
We met on BandLab.
Okay.
So we kind of heard one another's music, and I think each sort of had an immediate feeling of like,
different, I'd say.
Because there was a connection, a universal connection.
Yeah.
There was a lot of music around and a lot of singers that were around. I'm not saying that it wasn't good, but it wasn't to my ear. As soon as I heard it sing, I was just wow.
And he sent me a message and he was like, you should cover A Good Heart by Maria McKee. And I was like, okay, fair. And I did, like, the next day. Because I immediately felt like this person is special, and I, if he would like that, then I would like to do that for him. And And it just went from there. You know, we just kind of started talking on the chat platform, which is extremely glitchy, as I'm sure anybody who uses
Yes.
FamLab knows. So it, you know, a little bit into that, we switched over to like WhatsApp and started chatting on there. But you know, but it really was just that, and we started, you know, doing some collaborations through that platform. You know, so of course it wouldn't be in the same room, right? So it would be, you know, like say David would record something and I would record over it or whatever. Yeah, and then it just kind of grew from there.
Yeah. Grew and grew and grew.
And
Alice came over for a visit just
Yeah.
to test the water, see if it was real. And yeah, 2, maybe 3 years later, I moved over here.
Yeah.
Got married.
Well, in
That's
the interim, I lived there for 6 months with David. So
So I was completely wrong. It wasn't Mulan, it was Pocahontas.
That's the one.
That's it. You nailed it.
So tell me about this beautiful album that you guys made.
Yes. So A Light in the Dark is the name of it. And we came up with that. I think just one day we were thinking about sort of album art and album covers and like album titles. And we thought of there's a line in one of our songs, Don't You Cry, that's you know, a light in the darkness guiding you home. And we were like, oh, what about, you know, a light in the darkness? Because that feels like it's a theme of sort of almost every song in this album in some way.
We looked at pictures of like eclipses and things like that.
Yeah. And that's where we came. That's the, you know, the artwork for the overall album is, you know, like a solar eclipse, the ring around the solar eclipse, and I'm forgetting the name of
Bailey's Beads.
Yeah, Bailey's Beads.
And just I mean, I think a lot of the songs are getting out of sad situations and finding that little bit of spark that turns a bad day into a good day.
And sometimes that can be very, very difficult.
Absolutely.
Yes, 100%.
Always just trying to find that little glimmer in the corner.
Yes, exactly that. You know, like I think a lot of it came out of like a lot of it came out of pain and sadness, and you know, absolutely. I think like when
but it created such beauty.
Thank you. That I think
and with this album, A Light in the Dark, it shines that light out. It shines that glow from both of you out to others that I know can feel, they feel that, because I connected with this very much so. And you guys, I'm making you guys love, like I'm loving you guys even more.
I think that, I mean, the last few years have been very difficult, both with Alice being trapped over here during COVID. And then there's not a lot of freedom. I lost both parents in the space of months and an aunt, and life gets a bit rough. And I think we just wanted something that on paper is kind of sad, but that there is hope after that. You don't have to stay down.
Yeah,
absolutely. And, you know, I think with the songwriting, you can hear that. You can hear the structure and the storyline of where you go with that pain and that hurt and that sorrow, and then that hope. You guys always bring that hope and that light to it before the end of it. Sometimes you got to go through it to get through it, right?
Very much so, yeah. But I think, like, I love hearing that, because that's exactly, I think, what we were hoping for. You know, what we were hoping to bring.
If it was just that one person that changed their day, then that's fine.
Yes, completely. You know,
just like that one day where your aunt brought you the chord finder, and it changed your world. It changed your day. Many days.
100%. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
So, can you guys tell me about the song "If I Run Too Fast"?
Yeah. Do you want to start?
You go.
Okay. Absolutely.
Your words.
It was my words.
Okay.
So the way that one was written, which is the way a fair number of these were written, was that David is so good at kind of improvising, you know, on the guitar. And so he will sometimes just play around with things, play around with riffs or with chord progressions or with sort of, essentially like write a song, on the spot on the guitar. And when that happens, I'll sometimes just, record it on the audio recorder on my phone so that I can then listen to it back and, see, can I come up with some words for this? And that was what happened with that one. It was a guitar riff or a bunch of chords that he was playing with. And so I sat down in a coffee shop listening to that, and those lyrics are just kind of what fell out. And I think that was pretty much it. I mean, it was just that. And it's just about, that feeling of anxiety, and anxiety in love and never feeling quite good enough, that feeling of, that I
of course,
absolutely. And yeah, who doesn't know that, right? Who doesn't know that feeling, I think. So that's just what that song is, I think. Yeah, but what do you think, darling? You have anything to add?
Pretty much that.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of sort of messing around with chords, take one finger off, see what that sounds like, or just play with one finger. And a lot of those chords just came out and they just sounded a little bit dreamy, and I liked it. It all just went in together. And there's a really hard G, and I don't know what form of G it is. Cramps.
Oh, yes.
That's absolutely amazing that you have a partner that you literally can go ahead and put down like that canvas for that painting, and she comes over and just puts the everything into it, the stars, the moon,
And then, but that's the thing too, like I'll come back with that. And then David will help me rejig it, because then he was like, let's add a bridge. And the bridge to that song is like my favorite part of the song. The "Will you be patient" part. It's like my favorite part of the song. So it's always bouncing, which I love. I will always say I use too many words. I think that David is like a perfect songwriter. Like he just naturally will like put the right words to something without using too many. And yeah, so it's a really good talent, I think.
You guys are so cute. I love you guys. Should we go ahead and check it out?
Oh gosh, yeah, absolutely.
All right, let's go ahead. Let's watch it now.
So.
We are here and we are talking and listening to Alice Rothman Hicks and David Noel as we listen to the song "If I Run Too Fast."
Each time I when I feel it all around me. No, I'll never believe that love like this, so sweet and so tender, has found me. I'll never believe I deserve this love, even when I feel it all around me. Will you be patient, even on my worst days?
Oh my gosh, that was gorgeous. Alice Rothman Hicks and David Noel. You guys better go ahead and check them out. Look for them. Yes, you can find them at Alice Songstress and at David Noel 19. Oh, that was gorgeous. I love it, love it, love it.
We love that video.
That was perfect.
That was making me cry.
Oh, well, just as your songs touched me, I'm glad. It touched you right back. Tag, you're it.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh. Well, now that we have all of these beautiful rays of sunshine coming in, do you guys want to tell us about that song?
Yeah.
Oh,
What do you have anything?
no, you can. Again, I think that was Alice's words.
It was mainly my. Do you know what it was? The first probably half of it was written in a similar way to If I Run Too Fast. David had recorded kind of like a little riff.
Okay.
And I kind of wrote and, recorded some like really rudimentary, but essentially it is what the song is, vocals on the kind of verse and chorus bit. But it was short what he recorded. So, it was kind of like verse, chorus. And I was like, okay, like this is a start to something. And then and it was coming out of a day when I was like not feeling like good. It was around like the holidays last year. David was down in Georgia with his folks. And I was feeling like kind of very like sad and pretty lonely and like not having a good day. But I listened to that guitar part and it was really mellow, and that was what came out of it. And I was like, great, yeah, that's what that is. It's having a rough time, and like, can you find something in that is, can you find the gratitude? Can you find the positivity? And then when David was back, we looked at it together, and we ended up sort of together writing the bridge. Mm-hmm. I think that was mainly your words, or it was kind of words that we came up with together. Yeah. And then the final verse, and then sort of figuring out how it all fits together.
I love how music like heals each other. Like you guys heal each other's souls and hearts with music. It sounds like if Dave's having a bad day, you're right there, Alice, with something for him, and vice versa. Like this, you guys are so beautiful. I love you guys.
I love you too. Yeah, we definitely, that's always, I think, the hope, to be there for one another and to just take care however we can. And when that can involve music, that's amazing, Yeah, 1,000%.
That's beautiful. Let's go ahead. Let's check out this song now. Ray of Sunshine. Oh, I'm so excited. This album is amazing, everyone. Make sure to go ahead, like, share, and subscribe.
Start to crowd, and your mind gets a little loud. Can you let them flow like a waterfall? The worries creeping in, and hope is wearing thin. Can you breathe deep and steady? all. Ooh, and open up your heart to let a ray of sunshine in. Give your thanks to this beautiful world. Yes, open up your heart to let the silver moonlight in and say a prayer of thanks to this beautiful world.
Grateful when the sun comes up, grateful when the stars come out, I'm grateful for the air I breathe each day. I worry when the past comes up and wonder what it's all about, but I won't choose to be afraid.
Not give in, even when hope is wearing thin, 'cause I still believe in a brighter day. Gonna open up my heart to let a ray of sunshine in. Give my thanks to this beautiful world. Yes, open up my heart to let the silver moonlight in and say a prayer of thanks to this beautiful world. Gotta open up your heart to let a ray of sunshine in and say your thanks to this beautiful world. Yes, open up your heart to let the silver moonlight in and say a prayer of thanks to this beautiful world. Say a prayer of thanks to this beautiful world.
Yes, definitely say thanks to this beautiful world. Oh, this is so beautiful. I don't have another word for it. It's just beautiful. To find, a soulmate, to be able to connect, to go through COVID, and COVID was a struggle for everyone, let alone to be stuck in a foreign country.
Oh no, I mean, it was at that point we were long distance. So we were
Okay.
not able to be together for like
Okay.
a large chunk of COVID until 2021. March of
Okay.
2021, I went over to visit David for like 6 weeks. And then June of 2021, I went over there and stayed there for like 6 months. But until then, like, didn't see one another for
Long time.
9 months.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
So that was rough. Yeah. And remember at that time, non-US nationals weren't allowed in the country. So David wasn't even allowed into the US.
Yes.
Yeah. So like, whoa, yes.
Nerves on end, not knowing what's going on.
Terrible.
And then media is so different, so you guys have to communicate, to be able to make it through.
100%. And David, like in that time lost his mom, his dad, his aunt, in like the spring of 2020. And it killed me that I couldn't be there for him in that time. So rough. Yeah.
I'm sorry, David. I can somewhat relate. I lost my mom to COVID.
Oh.
So I'm sorry for that. But this is why we continue to make music and do things and be able to feed the love and the energies out, even though they're not here physically, they're always with us. And so for you guys to, come join, and they say when you sing, you pray 10 times. So I know they're hearing you up in the heavens.
Well, it's that Rumi quote, isn't it? Let
Never heard of that.
the beauty you love be what you do. There are 1,000 ways to kneel and kiss the ground. So it's like there's no one way to, pray or to be spiritual or whatever that is.
Yeah.
If you're doing something that you love and that you feel, then that is, your spiritual practice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
Thank you for sharing that with me. I never heard that before. That was gorgeous.
Yay. Oh, it's one of my favorites. Oh, I'm glad I got to introduce you to that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome, of course.
Well, then I guess, can you tell me about anything I can do? Which is the next song on the list.
Again, your work.
They're hard. What would you like to?
I think you know it better than I, because it came from you.
It did.
How about the guitar piece, Dave? Did you do the guitar piece on this first?
Yeah, I think so.
What were you feeling when you did this guitar piece?
I think it was quite moody.
Okay.
I listen to a lot of brooding men sing when I'm trying to relax, so it was a little bit based around that. I think it went straight in with an E minor, didn't it?
It did, and it was
just went dark.
Yes, very much that, and it was based off of a guitar track that was on BandLab, like that one of the something Rockamania tunes or something, posted a guitar track. And it was based off of that, the chords from it, but then you kind of took it and made the pattern your own and added a bridge and changed up some of the chords. But some of the chord structure was based on that, I think. Because you sent that to me and you were like, maybe there's something in that you could do. And then I wrote words to it, and then essentially, the guitar part kind of evolved from there.
Dave, I can completely relate with that because I love my minor chords, and sometimes you have to get dark.
Yeah.
Because those dark feelings, you completely let them bottle, they need that outlet to come out. And, because you're going through it, your handbook that you put out there, even through that music, because I don't need to know words or understand what people say in order to feel them. And, going ahead and getting that out, you're letting that be that handbook for somebody else. Just saying, it's okay. I'm in this spot right now, so I can relate to you and I can feel that you're not alone.
Yes.
Well, then without further ado, anything I can do, I'm going to do for you. And we're going to go ahead and play this video. Here we go. Make sure everyone to like, share, and subscribe. We have Alice Rothman Hicks and David Noel 19. Let's check it. Make sure to check them. Subscribe. Let's run this up. So go ahead, support their album, purchase it. Yes, the All Light in the Dark. And let's check this out now. Yay!
Stumble on the path of life, you need a hand, someone to hold you up any way they can. When the dark is all around, it's closing in, and you can't find a way through it, you don't know how to begin. Just call on me, I'll be there. Just say you need me, doesn't matter why or where. Just call on me, I'll come running to you. Oh, anything I can do, anything I can do. Nothing's safe. There's a fire inside your head, and your thoughts keep spinning round in all shades of blue and red. When you need a rest, shelter in my arms. Just call on me, darling, I'll come running to you. Oh, anything I can do, anything I can do. Anything I can do, anything I can do. Anything at all. Anything I can do, anything I can do.
So gorgeous. Oh my gosh, I love it. Ah,
Thank you.
healing.
Amazing, by the way.
Gosh, yeah, we're loving those videos. They're genius.
Oh, thank you. Well, thank you guys for sharing. Oh my goodness. Like, that was the least I could do. This is absolutely beautiful.
Oh, thank you. One thing about the lyrics of that song that I'm proud of is the song is the lyric when there's a fire in your head, because it's inspired by a line from my probably favorite Yeats poem, Song of the Wandering Aengus, where there's a line where he says, he starts the poem with a line that's something about a fire in my head. And I just love that, and it felt right in that moment of the song. So yeah, that was something I liked about it.
Oh, it's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm in love with this album, I'm telling you. And you know what? I think everybody else, once they hear this, they're gonna fall in love with it too. It is so pure.
Yeah.
And that's what I really love about it. It's pure.
Yeah, I think it's raw as well. I think that's why
Yeah. Yeah.
the way it did.
You guys don't go crazy with effects or trying to make yourself sound like anybody else. You guys are like the real deal, like raw, like you said. You know, it's pure. I love it.
Yeah, and I think we very much wanted it to, as much as possible, sound live, like on at least most tracks, as much as we possibly could. We recorded the main guitar track and the main vocal track together at the same time, like in one take. And sometimes you have to go back and do stuff because, like, I started crying, or that happened a lot.
It happens, yes.
Not like a lot, but that was at least the attempt, and I think we did achieve that a fair amount of the time. And so we were really going for the feel of it being live and being raw, and not over processed. We did add effects just to create kind of an ambience. But yeah, I'm so glad that came across, because that was really the hope, was for it to feel, to a degree, like a live performance, at least as much as you can on an album.
It definitely did.
So glad.
I love it. Like I said, and you don't hear that sound very often. And it's funny because it is simple, because you're just being you. So I commend you guys on that. This is, like I said, this is an absolutely beautiful album, and I can't wait. Like, when others get a chance to listen to this, they're gonna fall in love with this too.
Oh, thank you. I hope so, and I hope it just can, I hope that it can touch people. I mean, that's really just entirely the hope. It's just the more people who can listen, that means that more people might get something from it, and might be moved, or might have their day brightened, or might be able to release something they've been holding on to, or whatever it is for that person in that moment with that song.
But you don't want them to cry, right?
Oh, well. Yeah. That's a really good segue.
It's all part of the process, isn't it? Feeling better.
True.
Would you guys like to tell me about Don't You Cry?
Absolutely.
And you're not allowed to cry.
No.
That's the deal.
No, I'll do my best. Yeah.
Okay.
It's very much a song that was borrowed from another song.
Okay.
That I just mucked about with on the keyboard.
Well, there was part of it. There was part of it that we wrote in like March of 2022 together when David was over here, and it was like when he was like going to go back to the UK pretty soon, and I didn't know when I was going to see him again because of immigration, and my dad was about to go into surgery for cancer for the second time in a year. So it was like a really scary, dark time. And so the lyrics of like "The stars will carry you home, wait for the cold light of dawn," that part of it was written around then.
Mm-hmm.
And it was very much just kind of like a little bit of hope. But it was just that. So it was a very partial song. And then you did that bit on the keyboard. Months later. No, it was later.
Okay.
It was months later.
Mm-hmm.
That was, I think, the "Don't You Cry" bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then months after that, I was thinking about both of those bits because I really liked both of those bits, and I kept being like, we should do more with that and with that. And then I sort of had the thought of, what if we put them together?
Mm-hmm.
And I recorded like a really, really rough version of me sort of very slowly playing on guitar and, very, very slow. But kind of putting those bits together and like stitching them.
Mm-hmm.
And
that was it. It was done.
And I think that was basically it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's just merging two songs together, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. But like that were written at kind of very different times.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
And I'm sure like both of you though, like throughout, your whole life with music and experiences, you have pieces that you've worked on for 10 years. Maybe a little piece that here and there that you might have jotted down, or maybe a riff that you would have played that kind of is, it hasn't really become anything, but maybe it's just like a warm-up jingle that you kind of like get into every now and then. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and one day it might be something. It just hasn't formed yet.
Mm.
Well, we definitely have some bits like that now too, that we've been like wanting to write new things. There have been some bits that we'll kind of write a bit and then we'll be like, not sure where to go from here, but that's a bit, okay, put that aside.
Yeah.
So yeah. 100%.
It's kind of like, don't cry, we're going to shelf it.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly that. Yeah. But yeah, I think the song like just means so much because it really kind of like cycled through the seasons with us, and it has seen like every season.
It gave you the time lapse.
And if we went at songwriting, as if we were doing DIY, we'd just have a load of half-finished projects everywhere. Half-finished chair.
I can relate to that. But you guys sound so beautiful. Like, I can't compare to that one. You guys are just beautiful.
Oh, thank you so much.
We're going to go ahead. We're going to watch Don't You Cry. And don't you cry, okay?
I'll do my best.
All right. Here we go.
Wait for the cold light of dawn. See how the seasons will change as winter turns to spring. Feel the sunshine on your cheek, soft as anything. And as the balmy winds blow in, the world keeps spinning round. We'll find strength we've never known, keeps us on the ground. So don't you worry, don't you worry, don't you cry. Don't you worry, please don't worry now. Don't you cry. There's a reason to hope and a reason to believe, in love. Don't you worry, don't you worry, don't you cry. Don't you worry, please don't worry now. Don't you cry. There's a reason to hope and a reason to believe, in love. Don't you cry. Please don't worry now. Don't you cry. There's a reason to hope and a reason to believe, in love. There's a reason to hope and a reason to believe, in love.
There is definitely a reason to believe in love, and these two right here have definitely shown me that there is a reason to believe. That to believe is like to believe, to believe, to believe. It like it really does give that message of hope. Great job,
I
both of
really
you.
enjoyed that bit when I added backing to it. I was really, really proud of the way that it, the voices sort of go and then come together
Yes.
on that bit. I was really,
Yes.
I'm so glad.
I love it. I love it. Like I said, it is like ear candy. And it's like it almost is like sink in your head to believe, to believe. So I love it. I love it. It was a great idea to put those backings on there.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah. And I think it has the sense of, like that almost there's, I don't know, like there are several voices in your head kind of saying like, it's okay,
Yeah.
Keep going, keep believing, like that kind of, when there's that kind of chorus coming in.
Absolutely. It just grips you. Yes. And that bridge is incredible.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Love that. Love that part.
That change in that bridge is absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to give you a big hug, like a big hug. You know what I mean? Like, absolutely beautiful. Let me ask, where do you guys plan on going in the future?
Vegas.
Vegas? That's always a good answer.
I'm really not sure. I know we want to write. We have an idea for a cover album where it's a flip reverse, the male doing a female song, female doing a male, and we're starting to pick up speed a bit with writing some new stuff. It's just to enjoy it. It's an escape. It always has been for me. It's music is a safe place, and a place where you can just disappear for a minute.
Absolutely. That, I mean, I think, the other thing, I guess the flip side of that is, we've been, promoting this album to a degree, and kind of getting songs played on some small radio stations and things like that, which is really cool. So I guess, all of that. And then also, with this album that we've got, kind of gets continuing to get it heard as much as we can,
Where can people find you guys? Just on BandLab, or are you guys on other platforms as well?
We're on Spotify.
Yeah.
We're on Apple Music, YouTube Music,
Pandora,
yeah.
Gosh, like all of the platforms. I think Deezer. There are a lot that I haven't heard of. But yeah, 100% that. I mean, you can find this album on any platform that you please, really. iHeartRadio, I think. There are a bunch, but we're starting to join the 21st century. So we have a Facebook page. It doesn't have very much on it, but it's there.
It's a work in progress.
It's very much that we're going to start adding more things as we start getting slightly more modernized. But it exists. I think we're gonna maybe do an Instagram page just for the same same idea. So
the only problem with all of that promotion stuff is I can't stand having my photo taken.
No, it's the worst. It's the worst. Yeah.
I think it's keeping up. Because when you have like 7 different social media sites, and now you have to go ahead and check each one of those media sites. And it's funny because you can be on one social media site and you leave that site, and by the time you're on your 4th one, you know what I mean? It's like you have to go back to that first one already to see if like there was that message retort, or you know what I mean? So I think keeping up is probably the thing with social media that makes it the most challenging. Putting it out there is like, okay, I can post it here, I can post it there, but then keeping up with it, even like I'm sure, going ahead and sharing it out. I'm not sure if you shared any of your songs on Facebook, but or the album links, anything on Facebook, but even going ahead and sharing them out there, you'll find that other people shared that as well, so then even trying to trace that all down to say how many, you know what I mean? Like, it's incredible.
Yeah, completely that. And it's a lot of email sending too. It's a lot of, finding lists of, say, like independent radio stations that will play music by independent musicians, and then, sending emails to all of the people. It's lots of things. But it's all good. It's pretty exciting, really, just to think about, anybody, listening to our songs. Really, that's pretty awesome. And the fact of them being played on any type of radio station ever in any capacity is really,
that's amazing. Yeah.
So it's cool. So it's just kind of that balance, I think, between that and then sort of continuing to create new stuff. And
I'm going to ask you guys another question, but I'm going to actually ask Alice first, and then I'm going to ask Dave. If you were to go ahead and say when you started really coming into the music and things like that, if there was someone out there that was that age and, kind of growing up in the same way that you did, what influence or what inspirational thing could you tell them to help them to continue to grow and evolve?
I think you know, if something feels like a really kind of pure love, lean into that more than what you think that you should be doing. Because I think that the really pure love is where you're going to find so much more fulfillment. And then out of that, you know, maybe, you know, success, whatever, however we're defining success, whatever success even means, but lean into that. Care less about what you think you are supposed to be doing. Yeah.
All right, Dave. It's the same question.
Pretty much a similar sort of I had a lot when I first started dabbling in music, a lot of people that would use that as a joke against me. Like, what are you doing that for? You can't do that. Who do you think you are doing that? And would, I don't know, berate me, I guess. But it was something that I wanted to do. And I think I was focused and tunnel visioned in it. And if that's what you want to do, then you damn well do it. Don't let other people tell you what you should be or shouldn't be doing. If it's a love, it's a passion, then you go for it.
Into the light we go. We're going to go ahead. We're going to finish up this interview with Into the Light so everyone can hear this beautiful piece. But can you guys tell us about Into the Light before we go ahead and play it out?
It pretty much wrote itself. It was a song that I had. There aren't many chords to it. There's probably about 5 at the most. It was a song that I had a vision of my sister in my head that I lost. And she came into my head and that just came out. Just
I love when that happens.
Sent it to another guy in BandLab, Dave Birtles, who put this beautiful orchestra over the top. And I was just using a mobile phone to record on. Then went back to it, revisited it this year, and it just sounded new. And there was less heartbreak in it. It was more of a release. And again, asked David Birtles to come on board and just blew it out the sky with this beautiful string arrangement and just feel. Really added atmosphere to it. And yeah, there was less tears and more sort of like joy. Celebrate somebody's life.
I so love when that happens. That's like those E minors, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you two are so amazing. We're going to go ahead. We're going to play Into the Light. You guys have been my light. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure. Let's go ahead and check this out. Like, share, subscribe, everyone. You're not going to be disappointed. You want to make sure to go ahead and follow them. Do you get this? Follow them. Find them. Alice Rothman Hicks and David Noel. You can find them on BandLab and all other platforms as well with this new album at Alice Songstress and at David Noel 19. Here we go with the song Into the Light.
Still water I wait to find. Ease trouble in my mind. Falling down now into the light. Into the light. Oceans run deep and wide. Reflections upon my life. Falling down now into the light. What's all this judgment? All this mess up, all this pain. All I know is never see you again. hands upon my life. Here we go into the light. What's all this torture? All this purpose, all the pain. Clear your mind out, be free once again. Still water I wait to find. Ease trouble in my mind. Falling down now into the light. Into the light. Into the light. What's all this judgment? All this mess up, all this pain. All I know is never see you again. Still water I wait to find. Ease trouble in my mind. Falling down now into the light. Into the light.
I love you, oh loves. Do you have those? Do you wanna share them with me? I'm gonna spread love or hate. I'm gonna spread love or hate. I'm gonna spread love or hate.